time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head, say now you drop.
All right, everybody, welcome. Here we are, CNDS Cash Cup, Friday evening. We have all kind of drifting ready to come at you guys. Here we go. We're going to be starting our qualifying for this weekend's battles. This 5 drivers. Brennan, Greg, what is up? Ready for this? It's been a long time coming.
Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flowing my veins. Bags me up in the clouds. Spat me out in the rain. Come to me this week, please find a way out my head. They're saying there's one song left. No time for
What can we
no
say?
regret.
This guy's an absolute
I'll
powerhouse,
take
so
my
I'm excited to see what he
t-shirt
says.
off, swing
Let's get
it
the lights lit
around
up,
my
guys.
head.
Drift fans, here we go. Let's get the smoke show started. And here he is. He is off.
We got Brandon Shorten off.
All right, a great run from Shorten off the trailer. Not bad at all.
All right, that was a great run from Brandon Shorten. Let's see if he can up that score a little bit. It's going to be hard to beat that, but he's a veteran here. Let's see how it goes. All right, so it looks like that's a 95 for Brandon's first run. That is an insane first score for this event. We are just waiting for the judges to get ready for a second here for a second qualifying run. All right, and he's off going through the chicane up to initiation. He initiates with a little bit of a feint entry, doesn't quite get up against the wall, and then pushes all the way out, throws a whole bunch of angle into inside clip number 1, transitions up the bank, up against the wall. It's going to be the hardest part of the course. Throwing a whole bunch of angle into inner clip 2. Oh, and he transitions and over rotates.
He's pulling up to the start line.
All right, so officially a DQ for Brandon's second run. He got a 95 on his first run, so that's going to be a great score. It's going to be hard to beat. I didn't expect a 95 immediately or even a 90, so cheers to him. Let's move on and see what our next driver can do. Up next, we are looking up, excuse me. All right, this is R. Andrea. And he's going to make his first qualifying run for this CNDS Cash Cup event. And we got green. Almost bogs the start there, then really pours on the power. Huge flick into outside one. Does a great job up against that wall. Hangs it all the way out. Transitions into inside clip number 1. Huge angle going into outside zone number 2. Doesn't quite get all the way against the wall, but got both back tires into the zone. This guy's carrying more angle than I've seen anybody carry through this entire track. Oh my goodness. That is a hell of a run from R. Andrea. All right, it looks like a 97 is going to R. Andrea today. A 97. We have 2 90s in a row. These are some crazy runs.
All right, here we go. We got R. Andrea for run 2. A beautiful Mark V Supra. Once again, big angle at initiation. Great momentum right up there on the wall. Transitioning with huge angle. Somehow managing to gather the car up, pushing hard in the outer zone too. Looking good at the inner clip. Once again, this guy is throwing an amazing amount of angle. Locked in, set it and forget it. You guys know that's one of my favorite things to say.
Number 2 comes out to a 98. I think that's our first above 95. All right, so that ends with a 98. We got Lake Kaiju coming up for his first qualifying run of CNDS Cash Cup. Sponsored by High Dimensions, SDC, partnership with Moxie Strides, 130 Motorsports, KW Visual, and Coastline Drift. All right, and we got Lake Kaiju off in that beautiful S15. Initiates a way quicker flick than we saw from Andrea, and right up against the wall again. Let's see his transition to inside touch and go 1. Does a great job, flicks it outside, up the bank, up against the wall. Barely missing that big wing up against the wall. Into inside clip, transitions down to flat really hard. Coming into the last 2 outside zones, into the touch and go, and into the last outside zone. Does a great job. Doesn't quite have the angle at the end that we've seen from the other drivers, but all in all, what a... All right, and it sounds like judges have made a decision. It looks like he gets a 97 for that run. Guys, everyone is going to have to step it up for the night.
It is insane, Brennan. The amount of just confidence these drivers are showing coming out here, throwing those cars into that first zone. It's insane. All right, next up, we're going to have Concept, Tiny Tim, Tiny Man in the 180 SX. See what he has for us here. Looks like judges are ready to go. They're going to go ahead and light it up for Tiny. Give him hell, boy.
Let's see if he can hold up the streak of 90s here. All right, quite a timid approach here. Initiates a little bit shallow. Hits the inside clip really well, and he over rotates just a little bit on outside zone number 2.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Some trouble. All right, so that's officially going to be a DQ from the judges from the first qualifying run. And he's off on qualifying round number 2. Let's see if he can clean it up a little bit and at least put a number on the board. Oh, initiates really late with low angle. That's unfortunate. This is one of our rookie drivers here. And it looks like he just does not have a handle on that car just quite yet. Unfortunate. All right, so up next we got M. Callan and another S15. up for his first qualifying run of the evening. And we're just going to make a quick commercial break here for some technical issues.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Drags me up to the clouds.
All right, here we go. We've got M. Callan off in the S15. Great initiation right on the wall there. Looks good at the first inner clip. That car nice and settled. No problem moving the weight around at all. And as you can see, he's able to just drive right through it, not struggling to find himself on the line, fill in those zones beautifully. All the angle. These guys are swinging for the fences out here.
All right, up for his second qualifying run here. We got M. Callan, got a 92 for his first qualifying run. Initiates right up against the wall. That's exactly what we want to see. That was perfect. Holds his line beautifully through outside zone 1. Transitions really close to the cone. Oh, a lot of left foot braking, trying to get up against that wall up on the bank for outside zone 2. Hits inside clip number 2. And transitions to the final corner, hitting the touch and go all the way into outside zone, the last outside zone, and all right, up next, it looks like we got Matty Spies. Matty Spies has some fans out here cheering for him. Looks like they get a 96 from our previous driver from Kaiju. Or sorry, not Kaiju. All right, we got Matty Spies up next in the A90 Supra. Absolutely firing out of the hole. Full speed ahead. Aggressive right into outside zone number 1. Transition, really big flick. Hits inside cone number 1. Up against the bank, into the wall, a little late into that corner, but man, this dude is cooking. Transition, middle track, and into the last touch and go and outside zone. Holy cow, this little bit of a All right, so it looks like he got a 94 from the judges, 94 for Matty Spies. This roll of 90s is just going nuts. All right, he's off for his qualifying run number 2. Out like a cannon again, full throttle, doesn't lift, initiates, doesn't quite get as far into the outside zone 1, transitions the touch and go, hits that post again, out into the outside zone 2, doesn't get as deep, into inside touch and go, or number 2, and to the double touch and go mid-track, does a good job filling those out. And into the final zone. What an aggressive run. That car is going to be fast competition.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain. Comes on me the sweet release. Find a way out my head.
They're saying there's one song left. No time for no regrets.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain. Comes on me the sweet release. Find a way out my head.
They're saying there's one song left. No time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Same night you drove me smoke, whole pack of cigarettes. Same night you done me over. I
Wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Say night you drove me, smoke whole pack of cigarettes. Say night you done me over. I wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain.
Come to make the sweet release, find a way out my head. They're saying there's one song left, no time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Say night you drove me, smoke whole pack of cigarettes. Say night you done me over. I wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain.
Come to make the sweet release, find a way out my head. They're saying there's one song left, no time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Say night you drove me, smoke whole pack of cigarettes. Say night you done me over. I wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you again for sticking with us. We're about to get started for our next 8 qualifying competitors. First up is going to be Jack Slaps. We're just letting everybody get sorted, get kind of on the same page here. This is our second set of course competition, so we're still ironing out a few kinks. Just bear with us. Let's give it up again for Jack Slaps, who is competing here tonight and also gave us 20 subs already for the evening. The man is an absolute monster. Let's see if he can back up his pockets with how he drives. All right, first driver for this next 8. We got Jack Slaps and an RTR Mustang. All right, I believe he's off for his first qualifying run. Here we go. Initiates, kind of a light initiation. Ooh, then really pours the angle halfway through initiation. Transitions inside clip 1, Does a good job. Misses outside zone number 2 up on that bank. Just grips up really hard into inside zone or inside clip number 2. A little bit early on that transition into the 2 touch and goes. Transitions into the final outside zone a little bit slow. A little sloppy halfway through the track, but all in all,
All right, here we go. Lights
all right,
are
Jack
lit
got a
for run
7.
2. We've got Jack off in the Mustang. Charging into that first zone doesn't really get as deep as we'd like to see him. Let's see if he does a better job of getting out to zone 2. Still quite shallow in zone 2 as well. That was light. And it's should go. That Mustang is not
All right, track is hot. We got Jay Oxley coming up, throwing a huge initiation, almost completely 90 degrees. He catches it, but it almost screws up his line. Wavers a lot into inside clip 1. Transitions to outside zone 2 up against the wall. It comes out of it a little late. Coming in these 2 touch and goes center track. Touched him with at least 1 tire. And all the way into the last touch and go and outside zone. Going to be an 80 for Jay Oxley. All right, Jay Oxley going for his second qualifying run here. See if he can clean it up a little bit. Sweep that first one under the rug and maybe throw down a 9 here. Into the first outside zone, not bad. Hits that inside cone. It goes into outside zone number 2, all the way up against the wall on that left foot brake. Really hard on the flat. You can see it kind of upset the chassis. Doesn't quite get the angle in the center part of the track here. And ends really strongly.
All right, next up, we're going to have KNC Guy Raff in that 180 SX. Let's see what he has for us so far, Shmay. These scores have been insane. These guys are swinging for the fences.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a competition ever where the first, 5 competitors got 90s?
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
This is such a hype qualifying event. I can only imagine what battles are going to be, and he's off. We got Graf sending it out of a cannon. Does a great job getting into outside zone number 1. Transitions really hard, really snappy into inside clip. Misses outside zone number 2, about half of it. Is really upsetting the chassis there, coming down to flat. Throws lots of angle here mid-track, going into the final outside touch and go and into the the last outside zone. Does a really good job. All right, we got the second run from Gareth. Looks like you got an 87.
All right, here we go for
87 is
run
really
2. 87 on that first run. Run 2, throwing the car hard into zone 1. Not afraid of that wall proximity. Looking clean at the transition there. Still getting into outer zone 2 at that same spot, though. Looking a little late. Good momentum and angle on the flat part of the track. Has to drive hard through those last zones, maintaining angle and picking it up. Good.
This evening. We know it's St. Patrick's Day. Hope you guys are, drinking responsibly tonight while you're watching some virtual drifting. All right, and track is hot. Here we go. Ronnie Irwin for his first qualifying run. Initiating right up against the wall. Entire bumper falling off against the wall. That would have been one of the most insane initiations we've seen all evening. He transitions to outside zone number 2. Misses the first bit of that zone just a little bit. Oh, he's just flying by inside clip number 2. This man is absolutely wheeling this car. Man, that man is just out here with blood. That you could.
All right, we got Ronnie Irwin at the start line for run number 2. Let's see what he's got there. Looks like that first score coming through is a 77.
Man,
Definitely,
he didn't hit that wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, that almost straightened out. Didn't quite straighten, but definitely a big deduction from the judges. Here we go. Nice initiation there. Little left foot brake to get him deeper into the zone. Judges are okay with that. Looking good at the transition, but does make contact. Right on the line. That hard to drop there. The grass.
Up next, we have Dom.
Yeah, unfortunately, Erwin just struggling a little bit there in a couple of those zones, getting out to that wall, but definitely a respectable score.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he definitely laid it all out there. Now we got Dom coming up. Initiates. We've seen this flick entry from a lot of our competitors, and he just put down a hell of an example of one, going into inside touch and go, flicking out up against the bank, into the wall. Has a little bit of a shallow angle, but he managed to hit the zone. Comes in, hits the inside clip perfectly, transitions to the track, cuts and goes. Transitions to the final outside zone and doing a great job of filling out all the zone. It was a little bit shallow, but that initiation was absolutely. All right, looks like judges have come with a decision. You got an 80, little bit of wavering, almost a straighten on outside zone 2. Really good run, but I mean, when you screw up here, they let you know.
All right, here we go.
And
Dom
here
in
we
that
go.
R34, ready to go for run 2. Driving it hard into initiation. Great angle.
My goodness.
Nailing that first inner clip. Getting the car set up for outer 2.
Has a lot
Once
of angle
again,
in outer
nailing
2.
the next inner, flat part of the track. Can he keep it going? Next.
Night so far. We've had a bunch of 90s, which we've never seen before, at least not immediately after each other. This is just some exciting battles, and it looks like he got a 87 for his second run. Dom got an 87 for run number 2 for his qualifying, so that's what he's going to end the night with, right in the middle of the pack. Not going to be an issue there. Up next, we got Jason going for his first qualifying run here. S13. Ooh, clutch kicks it, throws it really hard right up against the wall, almost completely perpendicular with the wall. Flicks it beautifully into the inside clip. Transition, you can see he grips up a little bit early, misses the beginning of outside zone 2. Was a little bit shallow on the inside clip there, coming into this little power alley. Transitions to the last touch and go into the last outside zone, and does a great job filling it. Foot to the
Yeah, looks like that first score going to be solid. A 92 there for Jason Cody in that 180 SX. Let's see what he has for run 2.
What a brilliant run. What do you think he could clean up there to get a little bit of a higher score there, Mel?
Just a little closer to those inner clips and a little bit more commitment, I think, going into those zones, and he'll be able to do it.
You think if he hit outer zone 2 a little bit earlier, he's got a very competitive lead, or at least top 3 for qualifying?
All right, here we go. We've got Jason Cody, run number 2, right on the wall. Unfortunately, looks like he did drop a lot of angle. Don't know if that's enough for a straighten, but looks like he's gathered the car up, driving through the rest of it. Coming out the bank there, looking good on the flat. Good momentum. Sets the car up for the last 2 zones beautifully. Right on the wall. Just on a hair shallow angle.
Unfortunately, it looks like he just straightened too much and had to reinitiate, and a reinitiation basically counts as a 0 if you screw it up. So, all in all, he gets get a 92, which I don't think anybody can complain about.
Yeah, it looks like, fortunately, just enough of an angle drop on that contact with the wall that judges consider that a straight.
And you know what? Sometimes all you need is one run. Man threw it down. Hopefully he can pull it back in battles.
Yeah, luckily with that 92, you can kind of come out and afford a DQ, as much as nobody likes to visit the Dairy Queen when they're drifting.
All right, and they're gonna send it. This is going to be Zimbasti going in his A90 Supra, and he's off. Green light lit up. A little bit timid coming out of the chicane here, but throws it sideways up against the wall, and he's into the wall. Oh man, that is not what you're gonna see for a first run. You just want to get a number up. Unfortunately, that's gonna be a 0. I think this is more of an exhibition, so unfortunately I think that's going to be a 0.
All right, here we go.
All
Some
right.
Boston for run 2 here in the Mark 5 Supra. Let's see if he can gather it up. But what if they shallow so short? Not really pulling a lot of angle in a clip. Seems like it's got to rattle a little bit. Up, down, running down. The rest of that.
All right, we got our final driver for this group of 8 drivers here. We got another S15 from M. Bankston. M. Bankston doing a great job in his run. Doesn't have a whole lot of angle, but throwing a really, really consistent lead. And then I jinx him. He runs to flat and absolutely gets his entire chassis rattled. That is not what you want to see. He does not have enough dampening in that car for coming to flat, and it absolutely bit him. All right, so we got M. Bankston, got a 69 for his first run. He is a last qualifier for this group of drivers. He's setting it for his second qualifying run, and here we go. Initiates, little bit of a flick. What we've seen from most drivers, gets all the way outside, eventually with a little bit of left foot braking, flicks really well into the inside clip, transitions a little bit early, doesn't get all of outside zone 2, hits flat. You can see it really upset the car, and he holds on to it into the flat part of the track, doing a great job just wheeling that machine, and does a really, really good job in the last outside zone. That is going to be a way better score. Good job, N. Bankston, hitting that 90s club with the rest of them tonight. All right, we're going to take a 10 or so minute intermission for the second half of our drivers. We thank you guys for joining. We're going to run a commercial for a while. Everyone's going to get a chance to practice that and then the next run. Everybody reconvene in about 10 minutes, get a drink, go to the bathroom, get something to eat. Kiss your girlfriend tonight because you're going to be here. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Thank you, guys.
time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Same night you drove me to smoke, whole pack of cigarettes. Same night you done me over. I wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't go. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
Run for swinging. All right, back up to the line for a second run. First competitor in the second half of our qualifying night. Swinging, going through the chicane for his second run. Puts the hammer down immediately. Swings it right in the first outside zone. Oh, he grips up and is way too shallow. Smashes that inside cone and shuts it down. Alrighty, I just want to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. We got High Dimension, SDC, Moxie Shreds, 130 Motorsports, Coastline Drift, KW Visuals. They make all this happen. Part of why we can pay out so much for the #1 driver tonight.
All right, here we go. Nate Novi in that BMW M2. Looking good, getting into the first zone. First BMW of the night. A little late getting into outer zone 2. A little bit of a bobble as well, but looks good at the inner clip. Carrying big angle, big momentum. Digging in, unfortunately, puts a tire off into the grass, and it does affect the line. Oh, that is going to be a trip to Dairy Queen.
All right, he is pulled back up to the start for his second qualifying run. Hopefully he can put down at least a number so he can reach the top 32 for this evening. Nate Novi fires out of the chicane like a cannon, already in drift basically the entire time. Hits that first outside zone beautifully, transitions, goes into the first inside touch and go. Transitions a little bit too late into outside zone number 2. Hits inside clip 2 and transitions through the flat. Oh, dips tire off track. Can he keep it under control? Oh, he straightens. I think that's 37 Q. I think that's all. For Nate Novi on his second run. He definitely can throw down a hell of a run if he can just put it all together.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my
All right, next up, we've got Kobe Wells. Kobe Wells in that S15. One of our sponsors, actually, KW Visual. Shout out to him. Let's see what he does.
He is a veteran in the sport, and I'm sure he's going to put down quite the spectacle of a run. All right, Kobe's off, taking it a little shallow or a little slow, and flicks it right in all the way up against the wall. This is what we're going to see. This kind of style. Transitions to inside clip 1, transitions up the bank. Oh, and makes contact with the wall. No, no.
Yeah, unfortunate for Kobe Wells. Looked like got into that wall. Did start to kind of lag out a little bit there. But that's how we treat it. Almost like if you had a technical issue with a car IRL. So unfortunately, that first run going to be a DQ for Kobe Wells. Going to have to clean it up here. Brennan, what do you think, man? Can he make it through it?
Oh, I have 100% confidence that he can clean this right up. He learns from his mistakes. He's going to hit this beautifully. Misses the first part of the zone, but we've seen that from a lot of competitors. That flat has messed up some people's chassis. But here we are. He's throwing down a good run. I think he's going to keep it between the lines and at least put a number up. All right, looks like Kobe Wells got a 77. All right, we got Brandon Swan coming up for his first run in qualifying this evening. Initiates, big clutch kick, gets right up into that zone with both tires, transitions to inside one, does a good flick, transitions beautifully into outside zone number 2, almost gets that entire zone. That seems to be the hardest zone for these drivers this evening. Transitions to the mid part of the track, back to the last touch and go, into the last outside zone. Beautiful first run. Great numbers going to go on the board. An 86. A good number for his first run. I think he can clean it up a little bit, be a little bit more aggressive, and I think he can hit the 90s club.
Yeah, judges just would like to see him a little deeper into some of those zones. We can definitely tell it was a solid kind of just safe first run to lay down. So I like it. I'm impressed. Now show us what you got.
All right, Braden Swan for his second run. It looks like he's got some fans out here. Let's give it up He initiates into outside zone number 1. Beautiful job filling that zone, getting both tires right in there, transitioning into the inner clip. Going into outer zone 2, misses a little bit more of it than he did his first run. Doesn't get upset by that transition at all. Oh, he's really deep into these 2 touch and goes. And transitioning the last touch and go and outside zone. Beautiful, lose a little bit of angle, but all in all, what a great. His run 2 nets him an 81.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think it hurt him a little bit out there in outer zone 2 at the wall. Not quite getting there. Unfortunately, judges are wanting to see these zones filled, and they are scoring that heavily. So, one thing that is going to bring that score down, unfortunately.
Definitely. I would say it's better to at least hit the zone with a little bit shallower of angle than miss it completely. All right, here we go. Wolfie, a.k.a. Jordan Eden. This man has been driving for Concept for longer than most people have been born. And he is absolutely throwing down a heater run. That is what we want to see for filling an entire outside zone 2. Transitions to flat, doesn't upset the chassis at all. Into the 2 touch and goes. Oh my god, it transitions. Always a little bit shallow to that touch and go, but then fills all of the last outer zone. That is going to... All right, looks like Jordan Eden with a 97. Let's see if he can get even better. We know if he puts a number down, he's just going to start sending it. So there he goes, right up against the wall all the way. Comes up just a little bit early, but I'm being nitpicky here. Transitions perfectly and it's like all the way outside. Even taps the wall, straightens out a little bit. It's not going to be better than his first run, but man, he is just putting on a show for everybody this evening. Everyone talks about direct drive wheels, this and that. Well, Jordan's showing him that it doesn't take a whole lot because he does not have.
All right, we've got Desai Crew. Desai Crew at the start line in that R34. Judges just getting their notes together here before we move on to that next driver.
All right, looks like Jordan Eden ended up with a 32 the last run. Do you hear a cammed V8 in your head, or is that just me?
You said a 32. He got a 92.
That's what I said.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Bags me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain. Come to me for sweet release. Find a way out my head.
That's it.
Oh, sorry, we got Decipher rolling in a little bit shallow here on his initiation. Transitions in the inside clip number 1. Oh, and he goes right into the wall where we've seen so many competitors. Oh, and into the ditch. Ooh, Decipher got a DQ for that first run. Hey, Keefing, don't snitch, bro. What the hell? None of y'all are on my side. All right, Decipher is going up for a second qualifying run. Initiates right up against the wall. That's exactly what I want to see. Let's see if he can hold it for inside clip number 1. Does a great job. Oh, a little bit early. I know he's not going to quite hit the outside zone number 2. Oh, and he's going a little bit outside on inside clip 2 as well. Oh, he's lost all angle and momentum for this track. His line is starting to get a little sloppy. That's unfortunate. He missed outside zone number 2 in his season.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the cloud. Spat me out in the rain. Come to me the sweet release. Find a way out my head.
They're saying there's one song left, no time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Same night you drove me to smoke, whole pack of cigarettes. Same night you done me over.
All right, so it looks like judges have come to a decision. We had to have a little bit of intermission while they deliberated. This iCrew got a 61st second run. He got a number up, so that's the best. I mean, that's all you could really hope for here. He's going to make it into the top 32. Up next is Rocket in this nasty chopping hog of a V8 Corvette C6Z06. All right, he is off. Listen to this thing scream. And he's absolutely just shredding tires. Oh, initiate was a little bit weird, but right up against the wall. Absolutely doing a great job. He is hooked up and booking, and he grips up and goes in the wall. He understeers. No.
That is a wreck.
Man, that is unfortunate, but that thing has got all the grip poured into it. He is ready to throw down. Hopefully he can put down an entire run here.
Yeah, looked like he was a little late on initiation. Definitely going to want to make sure he's getting the car moving around before that 3-2-1 line. So judges were definitely calling that right off the bat. But after the DQ, I guess that didn't matter a whole lot.
Well, let's see if he can clean it up here for this run. Hopefully he can at least throw a run together. He is just absolutely sending it full throttle all the time. Little bit of an e-brake. Initiates, again, right up against that wall. Let's see if he can just throw it. Transitions, lots of grip in this thing. Throws it up against the wall. I cannot believe he missed the wall there. Gets the inside. I just can't believe how much grip this car has. And it looks like he's losing control of it. Needs to throw more angle at it, and he's completely off the track. All right, it looks like Rocket got a double DQ, unfortunately. So he will be at the bottom of the bracket tomorrow. All right, Spirit Max Zach coming up for his first qualifying run. Here we go. Putting the hammer down, initiates right up against the wall, bumper touching the wall, rips off his taillight, transitions a little bit farther away from inside zone 1 that we want to see. Transitions down into flat. Oh, he almost loses it. This is where we see people's chests just getting super upset. He somehow saves it with a lot of left foot braking. He absolutely does a great job. I can't believe he saves that.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken
Brother.
my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins.
Honestly, it's not a bad run. It's not a bad run. You got a number on the board. All right. Here we go. Qualifying. Number 2 for Zach. He initiates. Stays off the wall. Does a great job getting both tires in outside zone 1. Transitions right up against that cone and inside touch and go. Transitions. Just missed the first quarter of outside zone 2. Hits the next inside clip. Transitions to the next touch and go. Oh, he shallows up a little bit. He isn't quite on throttle, but look at him follow that white line at the very end. That is beautiful. It's exactly what I see. Doesn't shallow up at all. That is the run.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Bags me up to the clouds. Spat me out in the rain. Comes on me the sweet release. Find a way out my head.
They're saying there's one song left, no time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Say night you drove me smoke, whole pack of cigarettes. Say night you done me over. I
Wouldn't be who I'd be without you. Wouldn't be who I'd be who I'd be who I'd be without you.
We're gonna have the top 10 of just. We're gonna have 10 people in the 90s.
This is
All right, Daniel is up to the line, ready to go in his S15, rocking the underglow. Huge arrow wing. First qualifying. Little bit of clutch kick, a flick really early, but stays up against that wall with some left foot braking. That is a very interesting line. The transition, beautiful. That is awesome. He gets all of the zone. Man, this guy's throwing down some style. He gives me some Forrest Wang vibes here. Just hanging it all out. Quick transitions. I'm almost speechless for this. This man is just, that was a beautiful run. Danny gets a 91. Reaches the 90s club right off the bat.
Yeah, great run from Daniel, really coming out and swinging for the fences with a solid score like that. You know, at this point, ready to just come out and show off.
At this point, I mean, he can just, you know, throw down a run without care right now. He's in the top of the pack, so let's see what he can do. Here he goes, initiates really early again, holds that left foot brake and just hangs it out there. Unlike anything we've seen for the night. The transition there is perfect. He's on throttle earlier here in outside zone 2 than I think we've seen most people, and still getting most of the zone. Hits that inside clip. Transition's a little late, but look at this. He just gets back on throttle and hangs it out. Shallows up a little bit, and he's just putting down a hell of a run. If this doesn't give out Forrest Wang vibes to anybody,
hanging down in there with the lower scores, but you know, this top 8, top 10, you know, low 90s and up, man, and we've got a few guys bunched right up there in that 94 to 98 window right now. You know, our leader is Andrea with that 98. We've got a tie right below him, but Kaiju and Jordan Eden with 97. M. Callan coming in there with a 96. Looks like we have, you know, Daniel just threw that 96 out. So, you know, right now we've got that top end kind of locked up there. Let's see if any of these guys, you know, this is our last group, just a few drivers left, but a few chances left to dethrone some of these guys at the top. And you know as well as I do, Shmei, you know, if we've ever seen it at, you know, we've been doing these comps for what seems like an eternity. And you know, the last driver can come out and become #1 qualifier.
Absolutely, and honestly, this has been so exciting. Switching over to Assetto Corsa has just been an absolute game changer, and I'm just gonna start watching. We're just gonna watch the qualifying before I continue talking. Shallow angle, but scrapes the wall beautifully. Transitions, not quite full, getting to full lock there. Doesn't quite get to outside zone 2, but really nails inside clip number 2. This vet looks like a freaking handful. This thing has so much grip, and he is just doing everything he can to hang on. Lowest score, this is going to be a 57 here from K-Frame. We have every bit of confidence up here in the booth that he can clean this up. He shows a lot of potential. He just needs to commit to this car. It's got a lot of grip. He could be one of the fastest drivers we see tonight if he just commits and just trusts his car. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. That's been out here. Here we go. Run number 2. K-frame going for a second qualifying. Initiates like a madman. Grips up a little bit, comes out a little bit early, but you can see just this car absolutely wants to eat. He is flicking so hard, and you would have had the most insane flick into that thing that we've ever seen.
Unfortunately, way too much momentum getting into that wall.
You can see this man has this car on kill mode now. Be top tier.
Drown me out with your voice. I've not spoken for days. Left your car in my driveway. Bad blood flow through my veins. Backs me up to the cloud. Spat me out in the rain. Comes on me the sweet release. Find a way out my head.
They're saying there's one song left, no time for no regrets. I'll take my t-shirt off, swing it around my head. Same night you drove me to smoke, whole pack of cigarettes. Same night you done me over. I
Wouldn't be who I'd be without you.
All right, up next we got Mike in the K80 Supra. This is one of my favorite vehicles. This thing is an absolute monster. The 2J is legendary. It might be a little bit, oversaturated at this point, but nothing can beat a Supra with like a Varus kit or a really good wide body. It looks like Mike wasn't quite ready. Oh, and here he goes. He is off. A little bit of a delay, and he initiates a little bit of a flick. Oh, left foot brakes all the way outside. Gets that back tire up on that yellow line. Look at the angle that he's throwing right to that white line. Let's keep it going. Oh my goodness. He is just absolutely doing everything he can to whip this beast. I hear the judges and the judges kind of going nuts just by the proximity that this man has. Clutch kicks, drops a couple tires, but who cares? This man's out here to have some fun. Let's go. left foot braking is totally acceptable. So, it looks like they settled on an 85. So he's got a number up there. He's right in the middle of the pack, maybe a little middle lower, but here he goes for his second run and green light. Here we go for TPR Mike's second run. He initiates with a lot of speed, lots of angle. It goes all the way outside. Transitions with a snap. Let's see how he does outside zone. And again, a little bit shallow, but fills the entire zone. That transition to flat doesn't bother me at all. That second bump upsets the chassis just a little bit. Doesn't seem to bother him much, though, as he just throws it outside and again drops 2 tires. He just needs to throw a little bit more angle there. And he
All right, here we go. We've got Bread in the Mark V Supra looking good. Woo! Coming out to outer zone 2 with good momentum, getting good proximity to wall. That car nice and settled at the inner clip, transitions across, digging in, driving it through to those next outer zones, coming across the finish line with good momentum. Bread throwing a heater.
envelope for a buck. God, this dude is an absolute robot. All right, here he goes for outer 2. I might just be quiet for this and just observe because this man is an absolute unit. Gets all the way outside again. Oh, he almost doesn't catch it. He catches it. Let's see him just throw all the angle. Oh my goodness. This is about to make me emotional out here. This man is an absolute demon. If anybody wants to know how to drift in this game, this is got it just down. Mind blown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen history in CNDS. I think he just broke the record. Was that a 90? Okay, so it is official. That is not a typo. That is an official 99 there for Brett. An official. I don't know if you can get better than that ever. But Brett is an absolute unit, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. I thought our judging was like really tough and like strict, but these I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. I don't know how you follow that up. All right, Kogan KC, I don't know how you follow that. Keefing, you have an absolute like corn-fed monster on your team. All right, here we go. Hogan, throwing it down. Here we go. Oh, he's throwing down a heater as well. He's not letting anybody show him up. If he can hold on to it, this is another high 90. Let's go, Kogan. Oh my God, I didn't think anybody could. I've ever seen from even pro drivers. These guys are so impressive. I'm so grateful that these guys decided to join our series because there's nothing else like this. Alrighty, here we go. Kogan for his second run. He is initiating. a little bit soft, but left foot breaks right up against that wall again. He is so consistent here. He transitions right up against that cones and barely misses it. Looks like he transitions early. He still somehow gets into that outside zone up on the bank. He's right there on the inside flip. Let's see how he does against the flats. Touch and go to touch and go. Beautiful. Bridges it beautifully right up against that white line. I don't even know how to handle this. How are you supposed to feel in this situation? And there we go. That is how you end a qualifying event.
What an
I don't know
insane
what we're
event,
going
dude.
to do. I don't understand what we just witnessed.
Battles tomorrow. Look, all I can say, based on what I've seen here tonight, dude, their seats are going to be just, oh my God. It is
Bro,
insane. The level of driving. These guys are coming out. They're nailing every zone. They're throwing these cars just as hard as they possibly can at it. And I don't know, man. It is crazy what's going on here. And I'm pumped for tomorrow night. I cannot wait.
I don't think I've ever got so when we started this, obviously we started somewhere way smaller, right? I don't think I've ever gotten so excited for something. Like I stood up during this guy's run. I got out of my freaking seat excited seeing this guy follow up Bread. I can't believe that we just watched what we just watched in a row. The consistency from these drivers, I could just rant forever. I'm going to leave it at that. This is going to be an insane weekend. Anybody that can join us, please do. Thank you all for being here. This is the greatest thing we could have asked for.
Absolutely. Once again, appreciate every single one of you hanging out with us tonight. All the drivers coming out and just leaving it all on the track. These guys just threw down lots of heat, lots of drift action. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be bringing you what I can only imagine is going to be some of the most intense door action we've seen here at CNDS. So you do not want to miss it. Join me, Paul Mox, Moxie Shreds, Brennan Charay. For CNDS, we have our sponsors. We'd like to thank SimDrift Central, High Dimension, KW Visuals, 130 Motorsport, Moxie Shreds, and Coastline Drift. Once again, appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this beautiful Friday night. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And we will see you right here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for our live top 32 battles.
And I just want to say thank you for production. Holy crap, this thing had a little bit of hiccups, but my God. Thank you everyone behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, especially Matt Temple, the guy that brings Paul Mox, Matt Temple, you guys do. You guys are an absolute machine. So
appreciate it, man. Yeah, we're still young. We're ironing it out. Some of these other series, you watch their streams and they still have little hiccups and they're 7-8 seasons in. So we're only going to get better at it. We're tweaking stuff as we go. But yeah, man, I'm stoked for what we have, potentially to come and for the future of virtual drifting. We just want to be that next platform and give people a chance to come out, compete. And obviously, as you can see, our events are huge prize events. One event, we're giving away almost $1,000 worth of cash and prizes. Most series aren't even doing that for a whole season. This is one event, the CNDS Cash Cup, baby. It's the top-notch drifting.
That's what's up. Share the Cash Cup because this is just the beginning, boys. This is going to be the standard. This is going to be it. So join us tomorrow. Join us for our next event. It'll be announced. Thanks for everyone joining us. This is Concept Drift Series, CNDS Cash Cup. Thank you and good night.